Mr. Gilliland, thank you for coming in today. I know you've had a very long day. You were in court all day today. Still, can you tell us a bit of what you're doing there and how that's going?
Yeah, today we were in court in connection with Project Traveler. Trying to get access to search warrant materials in connection with Project Traveler, which is, as you know, was the first major raid that we heard about, was this raid at the Dixon Towers and other places. And so we brought an application to get what's called the information to obtain, which is the materials that the police filed to get those search warrants. And we did get some of those materials, but they were heavily redacted. And basically, we're now appealing the decision to redact those materials.
All right. Do you have any handle on what it's been like as an atmosphere at the Star? I know you're mostly at the course, but any idea what it's been like at the Star after the news broke yesterday?
Well, as it happens, I had the privilege of being at the Star when Chief Blair gave that press conference around 11 o'clock yesterday morning, and it was amazing. I mean, nobody expected that to happen, and a very positive reaction through the newsroom, and John Cruikshank immediately came out and gave a little speech, and which I think is reflected a bit in, if you look at his what he put in the paper today, just the fact that this was a real team effort throughout the Star in following this story over the last 6 months, and they put a ton of resources into it, and it really shows, as Mr. Cruikshank said in his piece today, that this is the kind of story that you need the mainstream media to follow, because nobody else has the resources, and they devoted a lot of resources to it and did an amazing job. As far as I know, the police only recovered this video on October 29th. That's what was said at the press release, and so to my knowledge, it hasn't been used in the context of any court proceeding, and so if I'm right on that, there's no way for us to, at least through that process, to get access to the video. Of course, if he were to not plead guilty and there were a trial, you'd expect that video to be played as part of that trial. But if he pleads guilty, it could be that the police wouldn't have any reason to put that evidence forward in a court proceeding. Now, of course, those are two different things, right? Whether it ever gets put in a court proceeding and we get access to it that way is an open question. Of course, maybe you get access to it some other way. We just don't know.
Were there any legal problems you were facing that the news of yesterday would have kind of erased?
Not necessarily. I mean, we've been looking for these materials really because they're materials that have been used in court proceedings and are therefore presumptively open. And the truth is, we don't know exactly what's in them. I now know a little bit more about what's in some of the redacted materials, but by and large, we've been doing this on the basis of general knowledge that there's information in these materials that would be of interest. But I mean, that's a long way of saying we never thought necessarily that we'd get the video through doing this, but we did think we'd get a lot of information, and that's proved to be true based on what came out yesterday.
Thank you for taking the time to come into the Ryersonian today. I know you have a very busy schedule. We're lucky to have Mr. Gilliland here. He is a media lawyer with the Toronto Star, and he also teaches here at Ryerson.
Thanks for having me.